This is Anita Hales, and I'm going to show you step by step what I do to post a voice podcast on my WordPress blog. Now, first thing you have to do is go to audacity.sourceforge.net and download the Audacity free program. It's a free open source editor and it's really quite good. It compares with a lot of paid versions, but this one's free. So you can download it. They have it for Windows and Macs both. And after you have downloaded your copy, you're going to need to make it MP3 compatible so that you can export as an MP3. Audacity has a file format that it uses that is specific to Audacity, and you're going to need to export it in order to use it with other programs. So if you go to over here on the left side, plugins and libraries, and then go down to where it says lame MP3 encoding, click on lame FAQ, and then go to the external lame download page right here and download the version of lame that you need for either Windows or Mac and install that on your computer, and it tells you exactly what to do to install that. So once you have done that and got your copy of Audacity up and running, you'll come to a screen that looks like this, and want to test it to make sure your microphone's working with it. You click the big red circle that says record, you click on that, and then you should be able to see your voice coming out with these funny little squiggles here, and that's your voice. And so you click stop, and you'd want your peaks on your levels probably not to go above the 0.5 above and below. That's about as high as you want that, so you don't get distortion when you're recording your podcast. So let me delete this one. Just click the little X there and it makes it go away. So I'm going to talk for a few minutes about Audacity to give us a voice track to work with. If you look at Audacity, you've got a file here, you've got different options: edit, view, transport, tracks. You can add new tracks. Effects is kind of important as we get going. I'll show you some things that you can do with you can do all kinds of things. Really have fun with your soundtrack. You can make yourself sound like Donald Duck if you want to. So there's plenty of things that you can do with Audacity. Generate, chirp, tone, silence, pluck, drum, you can all kinds of stuff. They have a very good help file that you can use. All in all, it's pretty all-around program to be using. Okay, I guess that's enough to give us some audio to work with, so I'm going to click stop. Okay, now there's our audio track, and it goes up to just over a minute. And let's click the skip to start. That puts our cursor back at the beginning. Now let's play it back and see if we got some sound. So I'm going to talk for a few minutes about Audacity to give us a voice track to work with. We're still in the green on the if you look at Audacity sound levels. Okay, that's good. Now we want to add a music track to our voice track that we just recorded. So I'm going to go to File and Import Audio. Now I'm going to look for some music that I have I just want to say a little bit about choosing music to put for your sound bed. You really need to be careful to follow the copyright laws, and almost anything that's published out there is going to be copyrighted music. So you need to get royalty-free music for your soundtracks. And here I've made a little folder, royalty-free sound clips. There are several places on the internet where you can go and download these kind of things for free. You just have to Google it and look for it. There are also other places that for a fee you can download all you want for a year and things like that. But you need to have royalty-free music. So let's just pick, what should we pick here? Let's do Hyper Fun. That sounds like a good one. We'll open that one. Okay, now you can see we've got our music track has opened up as a separate file. And the first thing we're going to want to do is to make it so it's a little bit quieter. So I'm going to click this envelope tool up here, and it makes these dark blue lines here, and I can move those up and down to soften or make louder the music. So I'm going to make that actually quite a bit softer. You don't want the music to overshadow your voice. Now I'm going to make one little click right there, and it puts a little white dot on the line. Then I'm going to go clear to the end and pull this end up. Now you can see what I've done here is I've made a fade in, and you can move this dot to however long you want your fade in to be. We'll put it right about there. And you can do the same thing on the end of it if you want to. Just click that up and make it get loud again at the end. And there's your music track with a fade in and fade out. Now, what we want to do, we want to have a little music before our voice starts in. So I click this time shift tool, and then I can grab this and move it over so that it starts when I want it to. So if I go back to the beginning again, and I click play, and it'll start to fade out. So I'm going to talk for a few minutes about Audacity to give us a voice track to work with. There. So you can see how that works. Now, the other problem we have come to here is our soundtrack is too long. So we're going to chop some out of it. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take this, put the selection tool here, and I'm going to chop it right about there, and right about here. Oh, well, first of all, I have to split it. So I'm going to I'll just use a hotkey. It's easier to do that. So I will just go like this and go Control I, and that splits my track. So if I go back here to the time shift tool, you'll see that I've created two different clips here. So I'm going to go over here to the other end. I'm going to do the same thing, Control I, and that makes this clip free, so it's not hooked up to the other part. And I can just highlight this clip and delete it, and it's gone. Now I'm going to want to do a time shift on this, pull it up so it goes to the other part there. And you can mess around with the sound and figure out where exactly you want the clip to happen and where you want to take it out. You could take out the whole thing if you wanted, if you didn't want music underneath the whole thing, but just wanted an intro and an outro. But so right now we have selection tool. I'm going to play this right here. Tone, silence, pluck, drum, you got all kinds of stuff. They have a very good help
Should
file
play right to the end.
that you can use. All in all, it's pretty all-around program to be using. Okay, I guess that's enough to give us some audio to work with.
There we go, and there it is. And then there, you'll see there's a little bit of silence at the end. We're going to cut that off. We don't want it. So there you have it. We have our voice track and our music track underneath our podcast. The other problem we're facing here is the music track doesn't last as long as the voice track. So there's two things we can do. We can speed up the voice, or we can slow down the music, and that'll stretch it out. So we're going to go to, I'm going to select the voice track. Let's try just speeding that up a little bit, and we want to pick under effects, we pick change tempo, and we want to speed it up just a little tiny bit, not too much. Let's try 6% speed up and see what that does. Okay, that shortened the voice track a little bit. And let's go down here and click on the music track, and we'll go to effects. We're going to change the tempo on that. We're going to slow it down. So we'll slow it down to a minus 7. We'll see how that takes it. Okay. And of course that undid my envelope, but we'll do that again. Do that quickly. And I hope that this sounds good for you. Make sure that you save your file, save your project. If you save your project in the Audacity format, you're going to be able to edit it again later. Once you export it, you can't change the music or anything like that. So make sure you change it, or you save it as the Audacity format first, and then go to export, and you can export it as all these different kinds of files here. We're going to just do MP3, and we're going to click save, and this tells you that the tracks are going to be mixed down into one stereo file. So here we go, and you can put your artist name in here, your track title, you can call it test, and album title. You don't need anything in there. We're just going to delete that. You can leave the year in there. Genre, you don't really need anything in there. You can just put podcast maybe. Comments, you don't need anything in there. Delete that. Delete, it says iTunes, but we didn't do that. And we're going to delete that. And this is your metadata that identifies your MP3 file. It kind of gives identity to it. And you click OK. Okay, now that we have our podcast and our music bed all set up, we're going to save it. So we export our project, and we're going to put it up on our WordPress blog. So go to WordPress and go to your posts and click add new post, and enter your title here. and you're going to want to say a little something about it, like here's a podcast that I made to, I can't type today, teach you how to put a podcast on a blog. Okay, then you're going to want to add media and upload files. Select your files. Go and find your test podcast or whichever podcast you're doing. And then you click Insert into Post. And take a few seconds, and there it is. And that should look pretty much like that. If you view your post, it'll look like that. And how to add music to your podcast, should be able to, well, it isn't uploaded yet, but once this is all published and ready to go, your people should be able to click on this and see your podcast. I'd also recommend putting maybe just a picture in there, some kind of picture, anything. Here, we'll take this little doggy and insert it into the post, and just to create a little more interest, you can put a picture of yourself or anything, and then make sure that you put your name on your podcast, any kind of salutation you want, and then when you click publish, we'll publish it. I'll probably delete this later because I won't be using it, but then that's how your podcast goes up. How to put a podcast on your blog, publishing, and you can get a short link for it right there to post here and there. View your post. There you go. And I also use a plugin for WordPress that automatically posts my blogs to Facebook and to Twitter, and that's really gotten me a lot of comments, and I'm getting quite a following on Twitter because I've been posting my blog podcasts and other blogs on Twitter, and a lot of people are liking them. So hope this is helpful to you, and maybe we'll see you in the Bahamas sometime. Bye for now. This is Anita Hales.